Hey, welcome back everybody, Balrogx here, and today I bring you Rage. Wait, no, not that Rage. This one. Ultra Combo! This build feels like you're playing an arcade game where you want to do the biggest and longest combo possible, and what build to make that happen and do the most damage with successive hits than a Bleed build. I know, I played a lot of Bleed builds, but it's because I love them. It's satisfying when the blood burst occurs and you see the enemy health bar drop. This build brings back memories of the OG Curved Sword builds, but this time using a new DLC weapon and Ash of War that is going to make you go on a kill rampage. Stick around and let me show you the build. Game on! So this Dexterity Bleed build works as any other Bleed build that you know, of making the most out of it with successive attacks, running and jump attacks. But the difference with this one is that first, you won't need to get a second weapon via NG Plus or co-op to do a dual wield, and your repertoire of attacks will extend with the use of this new DLC weapon and its Ash of War. That is, if used correctly, it's very deadly in PvE and PvP alike. So if you get creative and manage to finish your combo with the Ash of War, you will see fireworks of blood because it procs bleed really fast, and all other attack increase items like Talisman and the Physick Flask tiers. So the main weapon of this build is the Falx, a new DLC Curved Sword weapon that at max level scales D with strength and B with dexterity. It has a very low attribute, so by the time you get it in the DLC, you will surely be able to use it, and has 55 blood loss buildup with this dexterity build. The Falx is a pair weapon, meaning that when you try to two-hand it, it will equip a second one in the offhand instead, so you can dual wield it. It shares all of the Curved Swords and movesets, so rejoice if you are a Curved Sword fan like me. It's obtainable in several ways in the game, but the quickest and the one that I did for this video is when you invade and kill Hornset NPC. That's the guy that wears like a crochet mask, he looks like a worm, and you kill him while assisting Leda in Shadowkeep. To do this, you have to talk to Leda in High Road Cross Side of Grace immediately when you get to Scadu Altus. Exhaust her dialogue, choosing the option Ask about the Hornset. Then if you want, you can talk to the Hornset to give you another map, but then you have to go north following the road to Shadowkeep entrance. Watch out for enemies and the big furnace golem until you see a message on the screen that says somewhere a great rune has broken. Then head back to High Road Cross Side of Grace and talk again with Leda. Exhaust her dialogue and choose the Suggest the Hornset option. Then she will tell you that she has to think it over, and then go and talk with the Hornset again a few steps away from Leda, exhaust his dialogue as well, and then when you rest and load their area again, the Hornset will be gone to Shadowkeep. So go and talk to Leda again, and she will have new dialogue. Exhaust her dialogue again and go over Shadowkeep in the main gate plaza side of Grace and follow the right side shortcut. But in case you don't have that door open, follow the left path instead. Now if you have the door open on the right, you can take this right path shortcut. So at the end of the stairs to the right, there is going to be two signs on the floor. Pick the red one to assist Leda in fighting Hornset. Kill him and get the weapon along his armor. The rest of the armaments of this build are any seal to cast Golden Bow and Flame Granting Strength incantations, and a short sword to have Seppuku Ash of War. So before heading into the rest of the items for the build, you need to know about Revenger's Blade. That's the Falx Ash of War that is incredibly powerful. It has two separate inputs or attack sequences. The first one is a quick frontal dash that ends up with the dual wield slash and can work to close distances really quick or even move out of the way. And the second input is when you hold down the button and it will go on a hack and slash rampage. That will destroy anything that touches, making the bleed burst happen super fast. This Ash of War melts enemies as well bosses. If you can calculate where to start your initial dash and end up close to the enemy, so you can land all of your slashes. This isn't a spam skill that you can use every time in the game. I mean, it can be if you want to, but to me, it's a big part of your combat tools to face all type of enemies and bosses. So for this build, I wanted to play like a dark black armor assassin. So I chose the Knight Cavalry set with the Helm of Solitude to achieve this look and get to 59 poise. Let me know if you like this look or you're like a more traditional type of assassin with more light and stealthy armor. Now for Talismans, I'm using Lore of Blood Exaltation. This is a staple for every bleed build that will increase attack power by 20% for 20 seconds when bloodlust occurs in the vicinity when using the Falx, especially with consecutive attacks, or the Revenger's Blade Ash of War. Next is the Rotten Wing Sword insignia that increases your attack power relative to the number of attacks you land. The tiers are 6%, 8%, and then 13%. With the slash combos, you will surely have the tiers up at all times. Next is Millicent Prosthesis that will increase dexterity by 5 and will increase attack power like the Rotten Wing Sword insignia, but the tiers are 4%, 6%, and 11%. And finally, it's the Shard of Alexander to increase the attack power of the Revenger's Blade Ash of War by 15%. For the Physick Flask, I'm using Thorny Crag tier to keep enhancing the multi-attacks of this build, and works in similar fashion like the Rotten Wing Sword insignia and Millicent Prosthesis, and stacks with them also. But the tiers are 9%, 13%, and 20% and last 3 minutes. And the last tier is the Blood-Sucking Crack tier that will increase damage by 20% but drains your life and lasts 3 minutes. This tier is like the cherry on the top of the cake of this build to melt bosses with the Ash of War. You just have to be careful and watch your health bar at all times. I only use 2 for buffs, and it's Golden Vow to increase damage by 15% and 10% all damage negation by 80 seconds, and Flame Grammy Strength to increase by 20% physical damage for 30 seconds. So when you buff, make sure you use Golden Vow first and then Flame Grammy Strength. The main attribute of this build is Dexterity, followed by Strength to increase the damage of the Fox, but if you have more points to spare, like I don't know, a 250 character or bigger, I will say add points into Arcane. If you want to create this build from the start, I would recommend choosing a Samurai or a Warrior. In my case, this is a 150 level character and has the following attribute spread. Vigor at 50 because the DLC enemies are tough and you need a good base health. Mind at 27, Endurance at 27, Strength at 30 to increase the Fox damage since scales with Strength as well. Dexterity at 55. Like I said before, this is a main stat and you want to max it out if you have more levels into your character. Intelligence at 10, no points here at all. Faith at 25 to be able to use the Golden Vow incantation. Arcane at 10. So congratulations if you made it this far. I had a blast with this build. I enjoyed it because first, it's a bleed build, and I love the bleed. And the new DLC weapon, the Falx and the Ash of War Revenger's Blade are amazing. Bringing back the curved sword combat with the savagery of quick attacks that will bring out the raging beast inside you every time you use it to kill an enemy in Elden Ring. Also, it made me scream every time on a boss fight when hitting the full combo. So for that reason alone, I recommend it 100% for you to try it. Let me know if you used the Falx before or a similar build like this. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this build as well, you know what to do. Like and subscribe to help the channel out. I will surely see you on the next one. Take care. Ciao!